Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lily. I am so happy you're here with me. My hands are full today. I am holding 6 Bambi Little Golden Book junk journals that I just finished. I am so excited to finally have completed these. I should have completed these a while back, but life happens. Anyway, we are now here and I'm going to do a flip through of each and every one of these beautiful journals. Let me show you what they look like really quick. But as soon as I get over into the crafty loft, you will see what each one of these looks like. I know, do I have to hold them all right now? Yes, I do, because it's going to be hard to let these go. These will be in my Etsy shop, and that will be in the description area below. I'm still editing some of the listing information, but in the description area, I will list the time that they will be available in my Etsy shop. But let me show you how cute these are. Oh my gosh. They all have silk ribbon as the closure, beautiful dangles, and you know how I saved the golden spine. There's the first one. Let's see, this one, handle with care. Look at that one with sari silk as a closure. They're all quite similar. Some of the papers vary a little bit, all depending on what I have in my stash. And I'm going to go through all of those details in just a moment. But look at these beautiful covers. I'm also having, let me rephrase, I also have all of the relevant videos in the description area below. But if you have any questions, please let me know. This is my favorite of them all. I mean, they are all my favorite, but this one is my most favorite. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Okay, and then how many do I have left? Okay, 2 more. So, look at how gorgeous. Oh, so nice. They all have 2 signatures. And, oh, look at this one. And they're all Bambi. Did I say that already? I think I did. So they're all Bambi. Look at how cute. Oh my gosh. So pretty. I love these so much. Okay, let's do the flip through. I'm going to go over into the crafty loft. If I miss anything, you guys, please let me know in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Are you ready? Let's go over. See ya. I have 6 beautiful Bambi Little Golden Book junk journals to share with you. It did take me longer to finish them than I had anticipated, but I'm finally done and I'm so excited. They turned out so pretty. I love these so much. I'm going to go through all of them. I have 6 of them. They are all Bambi Little Golden Books. And I'm going to go and show you each and every one. I'm also going to have all of the relevant videos in the description area below. All you have to do is open up the description area, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you will see thumbnails of all videos relevant to the making of these. Are we ready to get started? So I'm going to just quickly show you what they look like, what the covers look like, and then I'll go back and do a flip of each and every one. Here is the second one. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I used silk ribbon to use as a closure, and I am going to go through all of the details and try not to miss anything, but if I do, please let me know in the comment section if you have any questions as to how any of these were made or what type of embellishments I used. I am happy to answer all of your questions. Here we go. And then I don't remember if I mentioned earlier, I will have these in my Etsy shop. As of right now, I don't have all of the listings complete in the Etsy shop, but I do have my Etsy shop link in the description area below. And if they are available, I will make a note of that in the description area just above my Etsy link. Otherwise, I will just jot down the time that they will be available in the Etsy shop. Oh my gosh, look at how cute. Okay, let's start with this one. I'm going to set this one aside. I'm going to be super thorough with the first one because they are all very similar. And I will point out all of the details in the first one. And then as we progress, I will go through them much quicker. Okay. Now, each of my little golden books has the golden spine. I keep the golden spine on each and every one. I've been doing this from the very beginning, and I do have several videos showing you how I use or how I apply this technique to all of them. Each junk journal will have 2 signatures that I have bound with this really strong nylon cording. And then I've added an eyelet at the very top of the spine, and then I have strung some beautiful beads. And these are random beads from my stash, just an assortment of plastic, acrylic, glass beads. Super, super pretty. And so I just love the way these look here on the spine. And the beads will all be very similar. The front cover of each of the journals has some type of embellishment over the Bambi. This one I have embossed some glitter embossing powder right over Bambi. And then as part of the closure, I like to use these wide eyelets. If you're interested, a lot of the supplies that I use, I will try to link down below as well. But if you can't find a certain item, let me know and I'm happy to point you in the right direction. I've also used these really pretty corners. These are not book corners. They're actually meant for wooden plaques. And what I did is I added these tiny little brads through the corners. And then on the opposite side, once I open the book, I'll show you what the brads look like on the inside cover. There is a little bit of adhesive just to make sure that it is in place. The reason I decided to do these, well, to add the brads, is because some of the corners were really weathered and they were splitting open, and I figured by adding the brads, it would keep the corners nice and tight. I did do some repair work on a lot of these books. Most of these are from 1975. And you'll see I added a corner to both sides on all 4 corners. Okay, look at how pretty. There is a bird's eye view. And then each of the closures will have some type of silk. This is beautiful silk ribbon that I picked up at a French boutique in Salt Lake City, and I'm using it as a closure. Some of the others I've used sari silk, but they all have a silk closure, and there's plenty in here to be able to tie a nice, beautiful ribbon to tie that closed. And then once I open it, let me point out how you could see the brads here. They are flush. I did as best as I possibly could to make sure that there aren't any raised edges. You do feel it a little bit. And so if one of these ends up in your hands, just keep note of that, okay? But I try to make them as flush as possible. But this is a way to make sure that the corners didn't just split open. Kind of keeps them secure. I leave the inside intact. And then again, I do have videos showing you how I work with that spine. Some of them may have names. I can't quite remember, but I'll point that out once I start flipping through the pages. And the pages are composed. Let me show you a bird's eye view again. A lot of the papers that I used are beautiful scrapbooking papers from my stash. And then there are also some of my own hand-stained or hand-dyed papers using really good quality copy paper. And then, of course, I added these storybook pages back into the signatures. And you can see how there are 2 signatures. This is just a little bit over a 1-inch spine, but there's plenty of room for growth. And then that's why I added some extra long silk ribbon so that if you do get alligator mouth, you're still able to close it. And who doesn't love a chunky journal? Okay, let's get back inside. Each one of my junk journals features one of my signature little house envelope pockets. This is a newer design where I use greeting card envelopes to create these smaller version little house envelope pockets. And these are Bambi themed. The journal itself is not so much Bambi themed other than the story. I like to use an array of elements, just random things. I love an eclectic junk journal, and you'll see that throughout the pages. But look at these beautiful pockets. I do have videos again, remember, in the description area below showing you how I make these. Super cute. There are some dimensional stickers here that I've added. And then a nice little pocket with a beautiful scripture card that you can use for more journaling. And you just tuck that in the pocket. I like to paper clip it to the very first page of all of my junk journals. And then on the back, you can also use this for more journaling, and that's why I just kind of clip it in place. I've used a larger gold paper clip, and then to that paper clip, I've added a beautiful gold tassel to keep in theme with a little golden book, and then a cute little heart charm that is attached with a bulb pin. And then I'm including some of my own art. This is my take on etagami. And this is the Japanese postcard art that I fell in love with about a year ago. This reads, I may be wrong, but it's highly unlikely. I like to use these snarky quotes and sentiments on these cards. I think it gives the image a lot of personality, and I did some watercolor here, and then I stamped my initials, and this is a postcard. So each one will feature one of my own original arts, but oh my gosh, I love these cards so much. So I'm just going to tuck that behind the little house envelope pocket, and then I'm going to quickly flip through. Well, not so quickly. I want to be thorough. And then these cute little note cards. I love these so much. And then I did add some gold butterfly stickers, just random throughout. This is one of my hand-stained papers. And then there are gold splatters. A lot of different gold elements throughout the journal, but I love this marbling effect. I have a video showing you how I create this type of look. And here's page 1 of the Bambi. I did trim about a ½ inch off of the edge to make sure that the signatures fit within the cover. Let me know if you have any questions about that. And here are some large gold journaling cards, again, just to keep in line with the golden theme. And then there will be some random little clusters on the edges. These are scrap pieces of paper that I've just stapled to the edge. It's one of my favorite things to do. This simple thing adds a lot of, adds another design element to the pages just by reusing some little scraps and just stapling, and then it becomes a nice little tuck spot. So that is beautiful paper right here. Another gold butterfly, more of my own paper. The storyline is in order. More of this beautiful scrapbooking paper. Oh, and this is so pretty. I've tucked a postcard from the New York Botanical Garden with beautiful rose florals. That's going to be tucked right behind this pocket. And then I've die cut some tags. I used a Tim Holtz die for this, and then added some beautiful satin ribbon with a little bit of glitter. And so I love this. It has gold lips on it. It's so pretty. And then these beautiful glittered polka dots. More journaling on the reverse side if you'd like to, or it just looks pretty on the page itself. These are junk mail envelope pockets. I've got a video down below showing you how I make these. These were junk mail envelopes that I have transformed into beautiful tuck spots and beautiful pockets. I've used wrapping paper. I mean, this wrapping paper is so pretty. And then some little bunny stickers, just because there are bunnies throughout the story. And then added some gold glitter paper. And then the inside I lined with more scraps of wrapping paper that I repurposed. And then some scraps of scrapbooking paper. But look at how pretty this was. You would never believe how plain and boring this envelope looked. And then once you embellish it, it looks so pretty. I could have glued it down on all four sides, but I decided to keep it as a tuck spot. And then it's perfect for holding these two tags right there. Isn't that so pretty? I love this so much. And then I've added another little greeting card. These are newer to my collection. Every once in a while, I will buy random greeting cards, especially pretty ones like these that I don't find or come across very often. And there's a cute little cat in there, and it reads, "You make every day brighter just by being you." And there are some gold foil elements on this greeting card. And it is blank inside with this beautiful pink envelope. Just beautiful, and I'm just going to attach it right there. And it looks pretty just as it is. This is the center of signature number 1. I always like to use pretty paper right in the center of the signatures. I think it gives a nice presentation. Plus, these butterflies have a lot of gold glitter on them. I mean, that glitter is on there. That's the way this was printed. Isn't that just beautiful? Another little stapled cluster here that you can use as a tuck spot. And then each of the signatures, I have added some of these beautiful heart stickers. They are glittered. And all I did is I took 2 heart stickers and then sandwiched them over the center strings. Isn't that so pretty? I love the way that glitters, and they are just dangling down below. It's long enough so that you can have them dangle from the bottom, or you could flip it up to the top. And then more gold butterflies, more of the story, more of my paper. And I love how all of the papers that I've chosen, I mean, there is a method to my madness. I made sure that the papers that I selected for the little golden books all coordinated. They're random, but it's cohesive. They all just kind of mesh so well. Look at these colors. I love this pink and then this turquoise. I just love the way that looks, and it looks so nice up against this page right here. And then this is the back page of signature number 1. And I have used some of these Rolodex cards as a tuck spot. I talked about this in a recent video, and all I did is add a beautiful sentiment. And this is tissue collage. I have a video showing you how I create this. I uploaded it just recently. This was done with beautiful napkins, and then I used one of my favorite memory decks / Rolodex dies to create this design. I glued it on 2 sides, and I'm going to use it as a tuck spot. I'm going to use or insert more of my original art. And I love this one. These are doodly palm trees, and it just reads, "I'm on my way." And those are my initials right there. And this is also a beautiful postcard that you can keep in the junk journal, or you can mail it to a friend if you like. So a lot of my original work is in these books, and I just love that so much. Here is a beautiful coin envelope, and it has a lot of beautiful gold foil design over this floral. And then inside, I have punched out some beautiful hearts for you. And these were scraps that were left over from the projects that I worked on. And so I love using, I have a heart punch. It is pretty old. I've had it for a really long time. And so when I have scraps of paper, I make sure that I use every bit of it. Nothing goes to waste. And so I thought that would be perfect, just tucked into that coin envelope. This is the center of the 2 signatures. Notice how the front of each of the signatures will have beautiful decorative paper. I like that. I think it gives a really nice presentation. I've been doing this for a really long time, especially in the little golden books. I love using papers that have this gold foil as the cover of these signatures. And then so here is signature number 2, gold butterfly, more of my hand-stained papers. And then another little cluster, butterfly. I love how I've splattered this gold paint here. It looks so pretty. I hope it picks it up on the camera. Oh, and this is a really fun card. I've had these for a while. I was actually hoarding these, but I thought they would be perfect in this journal because of the gold foil on the card. It is in the shape of a butterfly. Isn't that gorgeous? It is blank on the inside, so you can use it for journaling. And I just simply took the envelope and then used it as, you can almost use it as a tuck spot too. I just simply paper clipped it to the edge of the paper with a coordinating paper clip. Just clipped it. You could leave it there. You could use it for journaling. You could remove the envelope, and you can also use it as a tuck spot. But isn't that a beautiful, beautiful greeting card or note card? I love that. Love this paper. And look at how the colors just kind of mesh so well. I think it's because I love turquoise and I love the coral colors. And so you'll see that throughout my work. So when it comes time to put my junk journal signatures or my journals together, everything meshes so well because I only work with colors and items that I absolutely love. So in the very end, I mean, it's very appealing to my eye, and I hope that you think the same as well. These are vintage flashcards. And what I did here is I added some transfers to the front of this flashcard. I just love this technique. I love the way this looks. And you could keep it here in your journal just as a decorative piece. You could also journal on the back. You could use these however you like. Notice there are a lot of blank pages, so plenty of area for you to journal. I like to do collage or scrapbooking type of journaling. I do have a playlist, a junk journal with me playlist. If you'd like to see how I journal, I just journal over all of the pages. These all become backdrops for me. This is the center of signature number 2, and it has another little heart dangle right in the center. And this page also has beautiful gold foil sprinkles on it. I'm not sure if you can pick that up, but it is very pretty. Another little junky cluster here stapled to the edge. Gold foil butterflies. And then I've added a second junk mail envelope pocket. Isn't that so pretty? Again, using scraps of scrapbooking paper, scraps of glitter paper, and also this beautiful wrapping paper. I can't remember if it was from a gift that I received or a gift that one of my grandkids received. And of course, because it's so pretty, I wasn't gonna let this paper go to waste. I used every single bit of that paper. And it works well because on the underside of these scraps is the print from the junk mail envelope. So it just works out so well. And then a couple more of these beautiful tags. And I just love this rose gold heart foil design. And then for this one, I used a beautiful light blue satin ribbon. Tuck that in there. Another postcard, and this one features these beautiful sparrows. And this is a design by David Shibley. I've had these in my stash for a while. You can keep them for journaling, or you can mail them out to a friend. I'll just tuck that right in the back. And then we're almost through. There are about, I think there are about 80 pages total, front and back. And then another little tuck spot. Oh, look at how beautiful this vibrant page, these colors. Oh my gosh, they look so pretty. And there are little yellow elements here, and they kind of work really well. The design and the color just bounces right off each other, and it makes this really, really cohesive. So pretty. Oh, I just love the vibrancy of that, of this page. Here's another tuck spot using another one of these collaged Rolodex cards. This one reads, just do it today, whatever it is. Just get that done. And then I've included another beautiful little journaling card, and this one is so pretty. It does have some little gold foil elements. It is so beautiful. And then a random recipe card. I love working with recipe cards in my junk journals. They are great for journaling. I'm just going to tuck that right back in. The light is coming and going. It is a little bit overcast today, so I hope it's not too dark and you're able to catch everything here. I'm trying to take advantage of the natural light today. And then here is the back cover. I have glued a vellum envelope to the back cover on 3 sides, added a gold foil butterfly sticker. And then the back, I made sure I left it unglued so that it can be used as a pocket. And then I've stamped classified junk because that's really what this is. It is a junk journal and I love this stamp. And then a large heart. Isn't that just so pretty? And you can use these for journaling and you can embellish these even more if you like. I'm just going to tuck that right in the back. And each of the journals will feature the same items. The colors may vary. And then in the pocket, in the vellum envelope, I've added a couple of these journaling cards with gold foil. This one has a sunburst, and then they're blank on the opposite side, and this one reads sweet in gold foil lettering. And I'm just going to tuck those in this pocket for extra journaling. Isn't that so pretty? And then this little corner right here is not glued all the way down, just to allow for the ribbon closure. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is junk journal number 1. And I'm going to move on to the second one. And I'm going to go slightly faster with the second one. And then they feature all of the same elements, you know, slight variations. This one, I embellished the Bambi title with some gems. Doesn't that look so pretty? I did want to do the entire cover, but I just didn't have enough gems to make that happen. I just love how that looks. And here's something I want to point out. There is a price sticker right here. I did cover the price from under this corner. I believe it was 69 cents. And then at one point, this retailer had it listed for 56 cents. It is kind of tattered, but I thought it would be cool to just leave it. I didn't want to remove it. And if you blink, you almost miss it because it kind of blends into that little bird scene. But I didn't want to remove that. I just wanted to point that out, that is staying right there. And even though they're all Bambi themed, the covers do change slightly, the design, the artwork, but they are all Bambi. And again, there's the cover. There is the little dangle. There is the back. And then there is the bird's eye view. And then for this closure, I used sari silk, beautiful sari silk in a coordinating color. And then the inside has been left intact. You can even write your name right here. And then another little house envelope pocket with another beautiful scripture card. And then more of my artwork. I may be wrong, but it's highly unlikely. I love these postcards so much. And then here is another clip, and then a golden tassel with the heart. Another cute little heart note card. So you'll see a lot of the same elements. The journal cards will vary slightly. It all depends on what I have in my stash. I panicked for a moment. I almost thought that I placed this page upside down, but I didn't. They're just hanging upside down. Oh my gosh, but I did. I had a little panic attack there. And then another beautiful rose postcard. And then more of these beautiful tags. The papers do vary slightly, again, depending on what I have in my stash. And then the same with the wrapping paper. In some, I used scraps of scrapbooking paper, but most of them will have this beautiful wrapping paper. Okay. And then another one of these beautiful little cat cards. And then the center with all of these beautiful glittered butterflies. More little junky clusters. I love going through my scraps and just simply stapling them. I just tear little strips of paper, and there are usually about 4. But for this, the very top, I wanted to make sure that I used some type of gold or glitter as the focal point. Beautiful papers. And it's just a collection of papers that I have in my stash that I've had for a really long time. And then beautiful Rolodex tuck spot. It reads, "It's a wonderful day." I love this tissue collage technique. Another artsy postcard made by me, Peaceful Mind, Grateful Heart, with my little wonky palm trees. And then another coin envelope. And again, this one also has some of the gold punched out hearts. That's the end of signature number 1, and here's signature number 2. Lots of area to be able to scrapbook or collage. How do you journal? Do you journal like me, where it's just all over the place and really busy? That's how I journal. Here is a beautiful cardinal postcard. More of these beautiful tags. Beautiful junk mail pocket. And then vintage flash card with more beautiful transfers. And these transfers were by 49th and Market. I just love their transfers. The center of signature number 2. And then another little tuck spot. This one doesn't have any gold foil. Again, it all depends on what I had in my stash. But I wanted to make sure that even though it may not have any of the gold foil elements, it's still such beautiful paper. Makes for a nice center presentation. Another beautiful butterfly that I've just clipped. And the colors coordinate so well. Look how pretty that looks. And all of these little splatters of gold paint kind of bounce off of the gold foil over here to the right. And then look how beautiful that looks. Even if you were not to remove it and leave it as it is, it just looks so pretty right there. Another little junk cluster, and I love this one. It has a turquoise glitter, little scrappy paper, and then another tuck spot. Isn't that so pretty? I love the pinks and the turquoise design here, and then a note card, and then a recipe card, and then another heart with a classified junk note paper. 2 beautiful foil journaling cards. Hello. And then I'll just tuck those back in there. Also, the size of the butterflies will vary, again, depending on what I have in my stash. So that is journal number 2. Let me bring in the third one. Okay. This cover is a little bit different. And for this one here, I used some of Tim Holtz's embossing powder, the embossing glaze that he has. And then all it did is it really highlighted and brought out more of the Bambi color, and it is slightly embossed. And I just love that technique. It was tricky to do this, okay? It required a lot of patience, but I love the end result. And then here's the spine with the beautiful beads, and there is the back. Here is a bird's eye view of that. And for this one, I used a blue colored sari silk as the closure. And then, oh, no name again. I wonder if any have any names, but it's perfect for you to put your name down. Another little house envelope pocket. Aren't these just so beautiful? I just love these so much. And then another one of these little snarky postcards. I'm not responsible for what my face does when you talk. I'm telling you, they're snarky, but they're fun. Because look, it gives that little birdie so much attitude. I just love these so much. I have so much fun creating these. And then the tassel and the little heart charm. There you go. Isn't that so pretty? I just love these so much. See, this one, it looks like this was from 1973. So they're somewhere in the, 73, 75. Gold foil journaling card. So as you can see, they are all very similar, slight variations in the scrapbooking papers that I use. But overall, they are very similar. So pretty. I know I was hoping to have these done. I wanted to be done with these. I think it was July. What are we, September? I know, I've just been caught up in so many other things. Like the to-do list just keeps getting longer and longer. And then my mornings, I'm also training, and I know I've talked about this. You're probably sick and tired of me telling you. I'm training for my very first half marathon, and so most of my mornings are dedicated to that. So here's another beautiful pocket with a little birdie napkin. I just love how these turn out. And then a little coin envelope. She lives the poetry she cannot write. Isn't that beautiful? I'm telling you, those are some wonky palm trees, but I just love how they turned out. Signature 1, signature 2. I'm so glad I finally got these completed because I want to start working on a couple of late summer or fall type of journals. Not too many, just a few. I love working on sunflower journals this time of the year, so I may do that. And then so that I can then get started on Christmas journals. So we'll see. I have a long list of things that I want to do. I'm hoping that I can accomplish all of those things. This is a fun way to reuse these flashcards. You can embellish with stickers or transfers. I do love the way the transfers look. The center of signature number 2 with a lot of this beautiful gold glitter embossing on it. I just love that. That was scrapbooking paper that I had purchased at Joann's. And so, oh, I just love it. I hope I can find it somewhere else one day. Another beautiful butterfly card clipped onto the page. I know that Michael's is going to be picking up on a lot of Joann's line. I wonder if they will include a lot of the paper pads that Joann's used to carry. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Look at how beautiful these cards are. Now, there is a mix of cards, some of them that I have tissue collaged myself, and then others that I received as a gift, or master boards that I received as a gift from one of my subby friends, Ileana Villarreal. So you'll see a combination of the two. But it is a great technique, and I talk all about that in the video where I show you how to tissue collage. And then another heart. Classified junk, 2 more beautiful journaling cards with the gold foil. These are so pretty. Give me all the gold foil. I love it so much. Okay, let's do journal number 4. This one here, I use glitter embossing powder over Bambi. Just love how that looks. And then there's the spine with the beautiful charm. Isn't that bow so pretty? I just love this bead. I love them all. There's a little happy face bead in there too. So pretty. And more of this beautiful teal silk ribbon. I almost didn't use this. I've been hoarding this for a while, you guys, but look at how pretty it looks with these covers. These were made with washi tape, and I'm going to link this shop in the description area below. I made these by covering it with beautiful washi tapes. More information will be in the description area. But these were so much fun to make with these beautiful, beautiful floral, like French wallpaper inspired washi tapes. Don't they just look gorgeous? So I'll have that in the description area below for you. And look at that. Sometimes I pretend to be normal. I love this one. It's so pretty. Yes, whoops. Almost lost that little rose right there. And then another little charm. They do vary in color. Some are green, some are white, gold tassel. But they're all beautiful. This one's from 1979. Gold foil cards. Oh, I love this. Love this splatter of pink with the gold paint splatters. Beautiful botanical Rosa pimpinellifolia. There you go. And beautiful tuck spot. Oh, these bunnies are so cute because look, see, there's bunnies throughout the story. And so how perfect it is to use the bunny stickers to embellish the envelope. And these bunny stickers were actually from an Easter collection. So But how pretty. You can use your stickers all year long. The center of signature number 1. Oh, see how they're upside down? These kind of tricked me. I really did think that I had put the pages in there upside down, which I have been known to do, by the way. It wouldn't have been the first time. Okay, Rolodex tuck spot, coin envelope, and then I drew some dandelions. Isn't that pretty? Did some watercolor in the background, and then there's some wink of Stella over that. And then it just simply says, be kind, with my initials. Love these so much. I go through these really quick because I also include them in my junkie kits. By the way, I know this is random and off topic, but I'm going to be working on some holiday Christmas type of junkie kits. So I'm hoping to have those in my Etsy shop soon. I won't have them for a few weeks, but that is also on the to-do list. I think that would be fun because you guys are awesome. You have sold me out of all of my junkie kits in my Etsy shop. Thank you. Oh, and before I forget to mention, each one of these journals and all the journals that I list in my Etsy shop will all include a surprise junkie kit. Beautiful random things to help you embellish your journal. Okay? And if you've ordered from my shop, you know what my junkie surprise kits look like. And if you don't know, I've got tons of reviews to give you an idea of what other people have said about my junkie kits. I think they're fun. There's at least 100 items, random items in my junkie kits. The center of signature number 2. So yes, I want to make sure that you know that you get a surprise junkie kit with each junk journal purchase from my Etsy shop. Even journals that are currently listed in my Etsy shop all include a surprise junkie kit. These are beautiful little birds. So pretty. There's so much gold and glitter and foil. I hope you love that as much as I do. But don't you think that it keeps in line with the theme of the little golden book? I think so. This one reads wonderful. And then the back of journal, what is this? Journal number 4. And then 2 more cards in here. So sweet, so beautiful. Okay, this was junk journal number 4. Let's bring in junk journal number 5. There is a bird's eye view. There is the spine. And I've used this light blue sari silk. So pretty. No name. That is so crazy. Most of the junk of the little golden book junk journals that I've made always have a name, and I leave those intact because I just think it adds a lot of personality, and you know, it's just so sweet to see a child's name written a lot of the times in crayon on the inside cover. I'm surprised none of these have any names on them. Oh, I love this turquoise bird. I may be wrong, but it's highly unlikely. That is my favorite phrase. You know, there was one time where I thought I made a mistake, but I was wrong. Another one of my favorite phrases. And then so pretty, again, using this beautiful washi tape. I'll have that link for you in the description area below. I also have a discount code for you if you'd like to order some of that washi tape. Okay, tassel and heart charm. We're almost there to the 6th one. Oh my gosh, these beautiful journaling cards. And I'm going through those really quick. I don't think I have too many of those left. Beautiful. I love these postcards so much with the beautiful rose images. And then another tuck spot. That lip paper just cracks me up. It's so pretty. I didn't think I'd ever use it, but you know what? I love the gold foil. So it's just perfect and so random. And I love that about junk journals, that they are eclectic and random. And it just adds so much more personality to the junk journals itself. And then you add your own elements to it. And that just elevates the look even more. Every page is completely different. Every page will have a different story to tell, especially once you fill it up with your own documenting, journaling, your memories, your pictures, your random ephemera that you collect. This one I made. So I did tissue collage on that one. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way. I love that. I'm actually going to be traveling to California this week. I have a couple of reunions. I will be getting together with some of my high school besties in Huntington Beach. So I'm looking forward to that. And then what did I do here? I'm not going to redo it, you guys, just so you know. But I just realized I made a mistake. Are you kidding me? OMG. Look what I did. You know what? I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave it like this. Oh my gosh. You know what? I can't. I'm going to have to fix it. Oh, dang. This is signature number 1. And this is signature number 2. Look what I did. It had to happen. It had to happen. I'm not perfect. So, okay. So look what I did. This is the storyline, and I added it in the second signature. So I need to swap out those pages. I will do that before it goes out. Okay. So I've already taken some of these pictures for my Etsy listing, but do know that I will fix it and reverse the pages. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I did that. And I double, triple, and even quadruple check the pages. There you go. I am not perfect, you guys. And I don't claim to be either. And as much as I would just like to leave these as they are, I keep saying how I keep the storyline in order. So now I have to go and redo that. Not a big deal. I will fix that. It's such a chore though. Oh my gosh. You guys know how I feel about binding. I mean, I love working on junk journals. Don't get me wrong. I love making junk journals. And I don't mind the binding of the signatures, but if I had to rate it, I would rate it at the very bottom. Like my least favorite thing to do. It's my favorite thing to do. It's just the least favorite thing to do. Does that make sense? Did I already take this out? There you go. Oh dear, but I don't want you getting something that was not perfect. Perfectly imperfect. Maybe that's what I should title this one. Perfectly imperfect. This is one of my favorite cards. This collage work was done by Ileana. And I just love that bright pink daisy right there. I just love, love, love that card. I almost didn't include it here because I love it so much. Okay, here we go at the very end. Oh, isn't that so pretty? Speaking of little daisies or marigolds, I'm not sure what that is. But it is a beautiful silhouette of a flower in gold foil. Okay, now let's move on to the last one. I'm going to set this one aside over here so that I remember that I need to fix those signatures. And here is, oh, wait, let me go back. I forgot to point out the cover of this one. Look, this is my favorite cover, by the way. It is bold. The Bambi is written in bold font. And I used gold glitter embossing powder over the Bambi. Isn't that just so beautiful? So this is my favorite color. Not color, cover. They're all my favorite, but this is the top favorite. Isn't that so pretty? I forgot to point that out. And then this one, I also used some gold glitter embossing powder over the title. So pretty. And then here is the spine and the beautiful beads. Beautiful light blue sari silk. And look at how beautiful. I love the way these floral stickers look. beautiful sentiment card, not sentiment, scripture card that fits perfectly into that pocket. I love the new style of my signature Little House envelope pockets. Sometimes I pretend to be normal. I do that all day long. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, good. This one's in the right order. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I did that, you guys. And I'm glad I caught it, because had you received it, would you have complained? Would you have written me and said, Lillian, you made a big boo-boo. You made a big mistake. Would you have done that? Would you have even noticed if I didn't point it out? Of course you would have. But I'm curious to know if you would have brought it to my attention. This one, by the time I made this little envelope pocket, I ran out of the wrapping paper. But it's so pretty. I used scraps of beautiful scrapbooking paper. It looks just as beautiful. Oh, I love this yellow on this page, like a chartreuse type of yellowish green. So pretty. The center of signature number 1. There's no one in the house right now, so I am taking advantage that I don't have to do a voiceover, because that would take me twice as long to complete a junk journal video. So I'm really happy that there is no one in the house right now making any background noise, and I can just work on these. It saves me so much time from having to do a voiceover. The world is full of magic. Go find yourself some beautiful magic outside. Okay, signature number 1, signature number 2. We are almost at the end, the grand finale. I hope you've loved this as much as I loved making these. Working with little golden books and transforming them into junk journals is my favorite thing to do. I'm giving these old beat up books a second life. Otherwise, they would probably be discarded. Some of these were in really bad shape, the covers, the pages. So I had to do a lot of repair work. This is so pretty with all of this gold foil. I love this pocket. It is one of my favorites and so easy. Remember, I have the videos linked in the description area below if you would like to see how I create these junk mail envelope pockets. I love working with junk mail envelopes and turning junk into treasure. That is my jam. And then the center of signature number 2. And then another beautiful pink butterfly card. Look at how beautiful that looks. Oh, I love these cards so much. Another beautiful tuck spot recipe card and beautiful gold foil journaling card. And then the back cover with 2 beautiful gold foil journaling cards. These are so pretty. Thank you so much for being with me today, or being here with me today. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section. I will also have the information as to the listing of these. They may already be in my Etsy shop, or I will just notate a time, only because I'm still kind of going in there and editing some of the listings as we speak. And now I'm going to set this one aside, and off camera, I am going to redo the signature of this journal, and I'm going to leave it right here so I don't forget to do it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.